Alright, hello everybody, welcome to VR Master League Channel 3. I am Pali, and this is a game between TKO and Giggles. So gonna have some fun, gonna have some Giggles, maybe, well hopefully not some TKOs, because I need to cast. But this is gonna be fun. So welcome to the stream, whether you're here live, whether you're in the VOD, whether you're in the game. Glad to have you. We've got all three channels rocking right now, or at least about to. I think channel 1 is gonna be live in the next 10 minutes or so, with a 15-minute past the hour start time. But otherwise, you've got 1, you got 2, you got 3. We can count. So, welcome to it again, wherever you are here in VRML. We're in week 3. We've got Giggles, we've got TKO. And yeah, about to party on into the Platinum, I think. My eyes are bad. But yes, we are glad. I am glad to be here. I'm glad to be casting these teams right here in Season 3 for the first time, or Season 4 for the first time, I should say. Been a little while, but getting some casts back in this week, and that much brings me joy. Brings me all the joys. So, without further ado, here we go into the first round. Into the bubble, taken by Mayo for TKO. So here we go. Stacking forward, Iron Destroyer. Dragon has the angle at Iron. Iron trying to meet it halfway there, but kind of got stuck between the anchor and couldn't get off the into the disc in time. So into the midfield, a very successful clear from Jake, and looking like a rebound as well. Tap shot, ooh, just missing there from Tiger, but Jake rebounds nonetheless. Some stuns on the goalie, and at the mercy of Jake. Jake making him quake to start things off in this first round. 37 seconds in. Everyone converging on the goal at once there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So Mayo with the disc. A few fakes, just trying to drag it into that stack and not throw it too soon. That's the risk with stacks, right? You toss it too quickly, that stack will turn around and cause a turnover on you. Still might happen here. That being said, a bunch of stuns coming in from Sprocky. Some Fist of Fury. Mayo there, though. A Jar of Fury. Trying to get that disc in a hurry. Misses. Not misters, but misses. As Tiger Tech now sends it through the left lane, the orange field now. Mayo rebounding maybe, and actually does. They didn't get there first, but didn't matter. The stack overshot just by a tad. So sails into the blue. Off is clear there. And now a recovery by who's it gonna be? I mean, everyone getting there, but just overshooting. And I think the Rhythm trying to find it. See if they can. They will. Tying it up, Dragon. Putting the double A's in the Dragon name. Has the batteries. Assaulting batteries. On fire. All right, so Yaya, what's up in the chat? Cheering on Jake. Had that score earlier on, at least if memory serves. And yes, memory did serve. 2 points for Jake to start things off for Giggles. But over here on the end of TKO, just coming off a score now, trying to defend against Jake. An unguarded 4 will do that. But Jake and Sprocky linking up, meanwhile, in the midfield. A lot of stuns, as you might have seen on the minimap there. So really buying a lot of time for the recovery as Jake will bring it up the floor. Just trying to cover positions there, zoning out on a few of the lanes. You can see Iron Destroyer playing from above, and nice defense from Mayo down below. So really force their hands and force them into the turnover. So quickly down the floor and to the blue side of this arena. Unguarded 4 is there to contest Tiger Tech as well as Iron Destroyer there. Tiger Tech being stunned. Jake with a slap into the wedge. So a few minutes in, only 1 score apiece for either team. Again, trying to find the flow. Will it be a pass there to Mayo? And Mayo with the goal attempt, but Babs with the nabs on the disc. Good grabs. Back to Iron Destroyer and Iron to Dragon, but a great dive coming out from Tiger Tech. The Tiger prowling, and I ain't lying. Neither is he. Tiger Tech getting the clear out eventually. As Mayo takes it back. Mayo into the orange lane, into the blue lane rather. Hitting that tunnel. All the players converging on each other. A lot of exchanges of possession here. Neither team really holding on to it for too long. And a long fling is taken back by Jake. Now Babs with the disc, linking up, getting all the regrabs for Babs, and we'll find the goal as well. 4-2, another minute and 39 off the clock before that score. So trading goals here in the first half of the first round. And again, for those tuning in, thank you for doing so. I want to shout out our great sponsors in HyperX and VRware. Styrian Products, Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, VR Cover. And of course, a special shout out to our partners over in Ignite VR, and particularly for Spark for their fantastic app that is providing our stat overlays that you see here on the stream, and as well as the teams and logos and such. Tiger Tech with a disc, trying to make a touch pass over. Just gets a self-pass instead, and then over to Sprocky, hurries that one, and Iron Destroyer destroying the hopes at that. So no goal, back into the ramp. Dragon with a disc, and Dragon with a clear. Jake, meanwhile, taking it over, and that was very close to a turnover, but manages to dump it off to Tiger Tech just in time. Intercepted, however, at the midline from Mayo. Now Iron Destroyer trying to break and maybe find that angle, but couldn't quite get the feet and the hands behind him. So I had a no momentum shot, so I had to kind of throw it awkwardly. The thing is, it's deceptive. Those shots where you have zero momentum, deceptively difficult. That said, so is that Tiger Tech. A fadeaway shot, certainly a higher degree of difficulty there from 14 meters deep, but the counter momentum going to the left side didn't matter. Hit it in a stride. 7-2, halfway through this round, Giggles are up, and yeah, is saying yeah in the chat. Really happy for Giggles. So Mayo with a disc trying to blaze the trail up to the front line. Again, dragging it way up there into the stack, just not wanting to give them extra time to recover. Dragon with some fakes, but gets stunned. And that's unfortunate, making steak out of a dragon. Unguarded 4, though. One bounce pass over to the shoulder, hitting the cloud. Still in the vicinity of Mayo. Maybe didn't realize that it actually stuck there and bounced back towards him. Nonetheless, a little bit of disarray on the bottom of the floor. Teams looking for possession time if they can. Not hanging on for too long, though. 3 players now getting into that goal. And one stun going out as Babs takes it back. So Babs waiting for the teammates now to disperse just a little bit off of those passing angles if possible. Needs to be careful, though, holding on to it for too long. Babs losing the disc, though, to the midfield where Jakey is there to stabilize in the midfield. Always an important factor. So Babs from one side, about to cut in, it looks like. Will they pass? No, but they will get it past Tiger for the score. So past the defense and up by 7 points. Still a few minutes left in this first round. Oh, what's up, Cyanide? How did I miss you? I mean, your name's a different color. You have that badge. Unusual. My bad. But what's going on? Cyanide, is that Iron Destroyer the greatest Quest 1 LAN competitor of all time? The one and only. Is that Cyanide the greatest Cyanide of all time? I mean, I was going to say greatest competitor also, but obviously Iron Destroyer already took that from us. So, nonetheless, back into the left side of the floor, but the right wall. It's taken by Unguarded 4. Unguarded 4 to Iron Destroyer. The one, the only. And Iron Destroyer trying to find some points here on the board. I've got 2, now make it 4. Unguarded 4, that is to say. Good score. Don't know if you're still there, Cyanide, but if you are, where have you been during the OCE streams? I took a couple the other day. There were some fantastic ones. I was half expecting... it's like death, taxes, and cyanide. And I guess cyanide is kind of death if you think about it. But nonetheless, death, taxes, and cyanide when it comes to those OCE games. It's the constant. That said, right down the floor in a constant speed. Now getting those grabs, getting the pass. Iron Destroyer back at it again. They're within 3 with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the first round. They're pulling it back. They have a chance. They have a very good chance for TKO. So at this juncture, it's all about the disc control. Prime in the chat. V Prime. Setting up the comeback. That could be a possibility. A couple goals in a row. I mean, it's definitely possible here, but Tiger Tech trying to deny. They got the pass. They got the one-on-one. Pulls them back up by 5. Less than a minute left. Jake with a very crucial score here. That could be the round determinant. And ever determined was Jake. And assisting was Tiger. So the defense, unable. I did a Porky Pig there. The defense, though, for them was not able to get back in time. You saw that 3-on-1 situation, and it's going to be very tough to recover and to deny offense when you're dealing with those kinds of numbers. That said, a rebound here, or interception rather, from Jake. So Jake again here. Taking it back, though, is Mayo. Mayo in a blaze, a Mayo blaze, trying to get back on the other side of the floor, but the time is just about out. Unfortunately, they can still score again, and they just might. The goalkeeper out of it, or at least one of them were. And within 3 points, but without some time to spare, the first round is going to go to Giggles. Cyanide says, fell asleep to Leviathan and Equilibrium the other night. Super, super hype. I don't blame you. It was late. It was 2 a.m. my time. I forgot where it was that you live, but I know you're in NA, and that's what matters. So I don't blame anyone for falling asleep who lives in NA for those ones. But yeah, great games all around. Great round 1 win all around for the Giggles. And we'll part on off to the score screen here. Again, courtesy Ignite VR. Not GG. And I am Pally.gg. Not actually, though. Although I did buy the rights to the Palidore.com a few months back, just because. There's nothing on it. Like, I don't think you can even access it, but just in case I ever want to make a website for any reason, I got it. It was cheap. Anyways, you know what's not cheap? You know what's very rich? That scoring effort there from Tiger Tech at 5-2. So not only leading the scores, but also tied for the most assists. So enabling and creating for himself. Tiger Tech doing work. Jake with 4-2, and then Babs with 2 points, as well as 1 save and a steal. Shout out to the 2 saves from Jake as well. Sprocky, meanwhile, filling up a very particular category. 26 stuns, and that leads the way among both teams. Meanwhile, Unguarded 4 with 4 points. Iron Destroyer and Dragon with 2 apiece as we go into the second round here. Mayo with an assist. And let's go. I'm going to assist and help myself to this next round. Let's get it going. Again, not to continually jinx it, but these matches I've been casting, I've finally been getting more casts this week, and they have been very, very good in terms of frequent round 3s, frequent OTs. Let's see. Babs gets the score. 18 seconds in, and just 2 meters deep. So right below that the feet of the goalie, and able to make that first goal count. So joust advantage back now to TKO. TKO here going in with a 4-1 record, bears mentioning. Very impressive. 4-2 for the Giggles. So both of these teams doing very well for themselves in this early portion of Season 4. Not a lot of losses whatsoever. But as we know, well, the more and more you climb those ladders and the ranks, the more and more it's going to take. And unfortunately for Jake, unable to make that shot. Had a good look at it, but still yet they're on the board first, and they have another chance with a good rebound. Everyone misses goals sometimes. It's going to happen to every single player. The key is, how do you recover? And that's the big thing, especially the higher ranks you go. You're going to see that Diamond, Master teams, I mean, they make up for their mistakes in a flurry. Now with that, Jake sending it deep down. Some stuns there, nice shield, but still yet a lot of time for Mayo to recover on the opposite end. Mayo having it stolen, intercepted rather by Tiger Tech. Tiger lining it up, has some teammates in the area. They have maybe an alley-oop, but no, getting stunned out there. A clever little headbutt at the same time. Trying to knock it loose and maintain possession if they can. Babs with that recovery. Iron Destroyer and Mayo both in the goal. Now Mayo diving off of the goal, allowing Iron to do his thing. Already had a save or 2 earlier on, but that said, a pass just above. Babs may have had the angle. Curious on that one. Will still get a passing play nonetheless. So took the scenic route, but a scene it was. And that was a beaut for the 4th point. contributed by Giggles. So similarly to the first round, a little bit of a slower pace of this one in terms of the scoring output, that is, but certainly within reach, plenty for TKO. They will want to get some scores here rather soon. Not that it's an emergency situation, but you just want to see them get some of that rhythm. You know, start feeling good about themselves and about their offense. They might have it here, but Unguarded Forge just missing that grab. It was a little tough on the catch, had to leave the anchor first. Mayo, meanwhile, trying to find Unguarded once again. Dragon going for the goalie. One more here. Mayo has two behind the goal and one in the post. Dinging it as they dunked it. And Dragon converging on the goal for their first 2 points. TKO, well done. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you miss a pass or miss a shot. It's how you make up for it on the rebounds, right? And fortunately for TKO, they are positioned appropriately left, right, and center. So even when their initial passes had missed, it still went to the right person to rebound it on the other end and give them some offense. Jake here trying to get their offense back into the mix if they can. Again, see Twitch chat rooting on and cheering on Giggles, trying to will them to hold strong and hold steady and hold on. That pass just a bit off. Sprocky up at the top, Jake rather, from that cloud. Has players, 3 players on the right side, and they're all cut at the same time just about. Tiger Tech now gets a score, 6-2. So they're hanging. They are hanging. 4-point lead, 4 minutes into the second round. Now, thus far, possession time pretty equal for these two teams. 52% for Giggles, so I mean, not a lot separating them at all. Just as well, shots taken is actually 50-50, 9 shots apiece for either team. So, a fairly even matchup on the whole in terms of just how long each team's holding onto the disc and how many shots that they're getting. It's just a case of the Giggles being able to convert on a few more opportunities than TKO has. But that said, not too long, they're going to find their goals and they're going to get their chance at another 2 points. And, you know, like I said, the rhythm here, I think, for the side of TKO is just not quite there. You see, on the other hand, for Giggles, they are definitely able to execute a few more times with a little bit more success. That can always change on a dime, though, and we can see it happen here as they roll out Unguarded 4, hitting Mayo there on that right side. Now, Mayo consistently, whether Mayo's been rolling out or as a QB or just as the receiver, definitely being patient with the disc, and that is a very nicely placed pass to Iron Destroyer. Tad weird interaction there at the end, I will say, but nonetheless, it was a soft touch before the slammer, and they bring him back within 4. So 8-4. And Sprocky there to Tiger. Tiger Tech hitting Jake. Jake trying to shield, but hit Mayo, but Dragon was stunned just the same. So they lose the disc off that. Could it be? Oh my goodness. Unguarded 3, 4, 5. I'm just counting just because. Can you count the distance on that? 46 meters deep. Unguarded. That was a ridiculous shot. 7 points. I should have kept counting because Unguarded has 7. As does TKO. Stellar hit. That keeps them well alive. And the important thing about that shot, the important takeaway from that, is that just gave them a lot of momentum, I feel like. When you hit those deep mail slots, those big skill shots, that can definitely get one team feeling really, really good, and it can get the opposite team who got scored on feeling mighty down. Those ones really can shift the tide in a hurry. You see it there. Dragon able to cause a turnover now, but the clear, not quite. May just bounce back to them, and that is the case, but gets lost a bit in the tunnel still as Tiger tries to catch up. So coming down to it, last 3 minutes, there's no one in that goal. There's a bouncer off that post. Taken here. Once more by Jake. They're going to rebound, trying to hit Babs, but Dragon arriving right into the bubble in time. Now a midfield clear, and that's, again, a point of struggle here is those midfield clears as well, because 2 players in the midfield, it's going to be a guaranteed turnover most of that time. Jake trying to make him pay for it, getting stunned instead. Mayo slapping it over to that right lane softly, and it was just perfect enough to get through. They're going to have themselves an open goal, maybe. Oh, but missing. That could have been the lead, and they definitely would want that one back if they can. But instead, a turnover again. So possession changing for a little while between both of these teams, losing it off the head, in fact. And maybe about to be punishing. They've got the three-point angle. Oh, they missed that as well. So arriving right in time. Credit to TKO for not giving up on that play. They saw the open goal, but they didn't believe that it was a guarantee. They still made sure to stack back just in case that shot missed. And it did. So this gives them a chance, and the chance is all they need. They have the disc. That's exactly what they need. One in the goal. They have one cutting in from that barrier now, so they can turn this into a positive situation. Oh, but a ding again. Unfortunately, a miss, and they will still be down by 1 point, but if they rebound here, they should still be safe. Let's see, unguarded 4 getting stunned, and back into the orange end. So a couple of miscues, firing off, and oh my goodness, Jake, in the bottom pocket, that was nearly a miss as well, but it hit the exact right place to guarantee the 4-point lead. Tough, 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 tough. Now, Inky, what's up? And Savannah as well. Savannah was taken, just streamed your team yesterday. I don't think you were playing yesterday, but I remember I streamed your team. Welcome to the Twitch chat to all you guys. Deb South as well. Deb South, I remember you. You remember me? Pleasant to see you. Been a season, been a few months, but glad to have you back on stream here. So a timeout was taken, as you see, and hopefully we'll get back into it soon. Looks like one of the players actually switching over to communicate something. So, not sure what the timeout was about, if there's a particular reason beyond just re-strategizing, but whatever the case. Back into it. Daz Venom, how's it going? I'm doing well, TKO on the ropes, says the Prime. Is that a boxing pun? I assume so. Red Matter, that's right. Sorry, I have trouble remembering, like, rosters specifically, just because... Well, you know, 4,000 players and all that, but but I remember names, at least. Names I'm good with. Like individual names. Team names is a whole different story, especially when we're brand new into a season, right? Because there's also so many players who switch teams, change rosters. It gets kind of impossible to remember, with an exception of maybe Master Division, since they're featured so much, but... Even then, I couldn't actually tell you the full Master rosters at the moment if I tried. I'd be able to get like probably half of them, but just a lot of changes. But as I say that, looks like the timeout is about to be over. So, hey, back into the match. Yeah, all right. Yeah, sheer amount of players, exactly. Can you believe that when VRML started about a year and a half ago, well, really approaching 2 years now, but nonetheless, when we started, we were thrilled to have an all-time high in competitive participation in Echo, which is to say we had like 150 players participating, and we were really happy about that. 150 players-ish, about 30 teams, and sure enough, we're in the thousands now, 4,000s. That said, 1 minute left, and a quick score needing to happen here for TKO if we want to see the third round. I know Yaya doesn't want to see it, but I think everyone else, or at least a neutral viewer, certainly does. So let's see if they can make something happen. They need to defend that. They will not. And instead, Jake will secure this round very likely with a 7-point advantage on that 3. Big hit from Jake, and off that turnover, just ever so punishing. I think for TKO, that was the biggest factor here, especially in the second round, was that they were punished quite a bit on some of those turnovers, or the lack of clears. There were a lot of those clears that just bounced around in the tunnel or got intercepted at middle. And to the credit of Giggles, they were able to bring that back up the floor and then score and punish off of that. So difference maker for sure, and what otherwise was a pretty competitive match overall. I was rattling off those stats earlier, right? Possession time and shot attempts were actually very equal for these two teams after about 15 minutes of play. I'm kind of curious to look in a second if that maintained or not. But that said, Giggles will take it in a sweep. So let's see. All right. Off to the score screen again, one more time, courtesy of IgniteVR.gg, providing your statistic overlays, as well as the names and logos for our teams there on stream. And alright, just pulling it up on my end here. Okay, so, let me see. Stat-wise, alright, yeah, so more so towards the end, and I kind of figure that might be the case, but you can see, right now, 63% and of points coming in, obviously. We got possession time, though, still even. So really, it really did come down to just those turnovers and the interceptions at the midfield, because otherwise, TKO was doing a pretty good job competing in terms of, again, possession time and shot attempts. It's not like they were not getting their chances, but it's just a matter of Giggles. They capitalize a few extra times, enough to make those single-digit wins in both rounds 1 and 2. But otherwise, yeah, it's how it goes sometimes, right? But still, well done to both teams. Congrats to Giggles. They will go on to be, what, 5-2 on the season, and 4-2 for TKO. So either way, both teams, they're still well-established here, and continually climbing up that ladder. Clear to see. Anyway, Savannah asking Inky how he remembers, or they. I'm not going to assume, but Inky asking how Inky remembers the stats. There is a here. I'll link it for you guys in the chat actually in just a second. One moment. There is a statistics page over on the VRML website, right there, linked in the Twitch chat. And you can actually get a look at all those stats season to season on the amount of players, the amount of teams, the number of matches played each week, and some other fun stats too, like connoisseurs or biggest upset matchups and things like that, biggest rivalries, teams who face each other a lot in VRML history, things like that. But, anywho's. To the rest of the stats there, Cyanide pointing out the solid stat line for sure. Solid as iron, in fact. For Iron Destroyer. And TKO was Dragon with 4, 2, and 2 in points, assists, and saves. For Iron Destroyer, it was 4, 1, and 2. Mayo putting in a couple of assists and a save, as well as 24 stuns, and then Unguarded 4 leading the point total there with 7 points, 1 save, 2 steals. Over on Giggles, it was Jake leading the way with 10 points, the only double-digit scorer in this match, 2 assists and 3 saves. That's a mighty fine stat line. Tiger Tech with 7 and 4 in points and assists. Babs with 6 and 2 in points and assists, as well as a save, steal, and 24 stuns. And then Sprocky putting up a couple points, 1 steal, and once more, leading the way by just about double with 41 stuns compared to most of the players here in this match. I mean, heavy-handed in the stun department, to say the least. But with that, I think that is the end of this channel streams for the night. We'll check one more time for you guys. But yeah, we had all 3 running, 1, 2, and 3 in the last couple hours. A lot of high-level matches to choose from, and they were a pleasure to watch. But yes, this will do it for VRML 3 for now. Might pick up some more later, but on Channel 1, let's see. Right now, actually, Embers and Rush should probably be playing, I imagine, so I could send you guys on a raid real quick. Just to verify. Let me see. Yep, okay, yeah, just started round 1, basically, a few minutes in. Embers versus Rush, so I will send you over on a raid to VRML Channel 1. Note that on VRML Channel 2... you also have a match, actually not starting for a little while. Odyssey and Embers, it looks like. So there you go, back-to-back Embers match. Anyway, never you mind. Raid in the chat. You might want to do that also because you do get extra channel points when you raid Channel 1 from another channel. Those channel points, obviously, you can get your matches casted. So, there we go. Join that raid, get a few bonus channel points here and there, get your rewards for more casts, all that good stuff. Doc Education in the chat, 41 stuns is insane, says Savannah Walker. Agreed. And saying amazing job, Giggles. All right. Well, it's been a blast. It's been a giggle. And I did not get TKO'd. Happy about that. So I'll live to cast another day. That said, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Channel 3. Be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. And I'll see you real soon. Enjoy your raid. Have a good one. Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.